Good old cauliflower. I got a hard head. First things first. Grab 2 to 3 sausages, mild or hot, and remove the casing just by slicing the sausage open with a knife, and then remove and break apart the sausage into a bowl. Next, we're gonna finely chop up half of a small to medium-sized yellow onion. And then we're gonna finely chop or thinly slice up 2 cloves of garlic. Then finely grate a nice snowy mountain of Reggie, Parmigiano-Reggiano, about 60 grams worth, and of course grab yourself a piece. And my daughter came over and wanted a piece. Well, she wanted 2 pieces. We know who she takes after with their love of cheese in this family. And she wanted more, but I convinced her to eat a mandarin instead. It's not that easy filming and cooking with a toddler. Next, grab a head of cauliflower and take it apart. Keep the leaves and stems though, and cut into pieces big enough to put in a food processor to rice it up. Place your cauliflower into a food processor and pulse until you get a rice-like consistency. Add in those leaves and stems as well, and then once done, set aside. Time to cook. In a medium-sized pot, add 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil and the sausage. Cook until the sausage is browned, mixing and breaking it up with a wooden spoon. Once browned, remove to a bowl, and you'll see all that brown sticky stuff at the bottom of the pot. That's called fond, and it's all flavor that will get released later. In the same pot, add 2 to 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, the onions, and saute until the onions have softened. You'll also see the fond getting released as the onions release some of that moisture, and it's just gonna add way more flavor to the overall dish. Once the onions have softened, add in the garlic, and then create a little hot spot for the tomato paste because we're going to toast it. Add about 2 tablespoons worth and just let it sit there for a couple minutes, moving it around, toasting it up. Then you can mix it all together, and then we're gonna season with salt and freshly cracked pepper. Now for the liquid gold, homemade passata, which is basically just strained tomatoes. And of course, you can use your favorite store-bought brand as well. Add the jar of passata in, and don't forget to fill the empty jar with water about halfway up. Give it a shake, because we want every last drop of passata. Now, if you don't do this, please start. Save your Parmigiano-Reggiano cheese rinds. They add so much more flavor and complexity to any dish that you're making, and they're edible. Add a chunk in your sauce, and then we're gonna tear up some fresh basil leaves as well and add that into the pot. Add the sausage and cauliflower. Now you can add half or all of the rice cauliflower. That's up to you depending on how much cauliflower you want in this dish. Mix it up and then cover with a lid and leave it on low to medium heat for about an hour, stirring ever so often. Then you can leave the lid off for another 30 to 60 minutes, stirring frequently, adding more water if needed, but this also depends on how thick you want the sauce. I like a nice medium consistency of loose to thick, if that makes sense. And don't forget to taste your sauce and adjust any seasonings. Salt a large pot of boiling water and add your pasta. Cook a couple minutes before al dente as we will finish cooking the pasta in the sauce. Add a ladle of your sauce to a pasta pan on about medium heat. You can remove the rind or leave it in as a surprise for someone. I'm taking it out because I'm hungry and I want to eat it. This is my favorite part. I love it. Add your pasta to the pan along with a ladle of starchy pasta water, and now it's time for la mantecatura, mixing and tossing, marrying the sauce to the pasta, adding more pasta water if needed. Once the pasta is done, we're going to turn off the heat, add your Reggie a handful at a time, mixing and tossing, and then plate it up, garnish with some more Reggie, and bring it to the table. You can never go wrong with pasta, and sneaking in some vegetables always helps too, especially when you got little ones that don't eat their vegetables. So I hope you give this recipe a go, and as always, the full recipe is in the link in the description below. Please like and comment. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, ciao.